Hello everybody, my name is Grimscyth and welcome to the weekly channel update for week 41 of 2017, which is going to be October 9th through the 15th. I'm going to start following the Epoch year count, which is Monday through Sunday, and I'm going to use that as a reference for all of my weekly channel updates from now on so that I can keep track of them better instead of just a sequential number that is irrelevant. I'm going to be doing these long enough that it should be more important that I notate the year and the week of the year that I'm doing these for. So anyways, that's what there is a change going on with that, just as a heads up. Alright, so before I show you a little bit of what I'm looking at doing differently now, let me talk about the idea behind the changes that I'm doing as far as videos for the channel. I was working on doing kind of a mishmash of things. I was trying to see what worked for me, what felt best, what was helping the channel grow. And overall, I don't think I've had anything in particular that's helped with growth of the channel. Those of you that are watching, you're all awesome, and I really appreciate you for being here. Just sharing my insight on the channel as far as what's been going on with that. I mean, obviously, you that are watching this are some of my greatest loyal followers, and I really appreciate that. So this isn't anything negative. It's just a simple point of talking about what I think's working for the channel and what's not. So basically, what I'm looking at right now is moving into more of a, I don't know, maybe you might call them like a mega series or completionist series set. So my goal from now on is going to be making many episodes on games that I really enjoy. What that means is that I plan on releasing an episode every day for each game that I'm really into, and I'm going to get those out every day until I'm done with those. So what that means is that anybody that's into a certain series, expect to see that game day after day until I'm done with that series. I'm going to be going, many episodes. Some of them may be 30, some of them may be 100. I don't know. It really just depends on what the series is and what the game has to offer. Like right now, one of the games that I've been playing and I'm going to continue to keep playing is Stonehearth, which is an open-ended sandbox game, which means that I can go as far as I want with that game really, and just keep going until I don't have anything left to do. But so the main thing with that is that it's an alpha game, so I'll probably play it until I feel like I've done everything that there is that I want to do, and then I'll pick it back up when there's some more updates to the game. Now, as far as the other game that I've currently been doing, which is Battle Chasers. Battle Chasers is going to be a finite number of episodes, more likely because that game has a story and it is not open-ended. So that means I will probably do a very thick and exploratory play of the game, because I really like to dive into a game and I like to get like all the little side notes and all the little hidden treasure chests and all the little goodies. And I like to get all of those things before I finish the game. Because once I finish the game, it's hard for me to jump back into it and try to find that stuff that I missed. So a game like Battle Chasers, it will be a certain number of episodes, and I won't feel obligated to do more. And I don't think people would expect more, because that is all the episodes that I could do. If I fully explore the game before I get to the end of the game, I don't think there would be any reason for me to go back and do any more, unless they did some sort of update or a DLC or something, and then I might look at revisiting that game to open up those areas and do those things. But so that's kind of the two ends of the spectrum that I'm looking at for games. There's going to be some that are open-ended, or maybe replayable, that I'll do until I just get bored with them, or until I feel like I've done everything that there is to do. And then there's the ones that are going to be like a story-driven game that only have so much to offer before there's just no more. So that's the kind of style that I'm going to be doing going forward. So expect to see, like, I know I've had a history in the past of starting something and then just kind of stopping because I didn't get enough views, or because I wasn't having fun with it. I'm going to be testing that out before going forward, so I don't start a series and then just drop it without getting done with the game. One game I'm thinking of in particular that I actually did enjoy, but I quit playing because I wasn't getting views, which is Yonder Cloud Chaser Chronicles. I think that's a pretty fun game. I just didn't feel like I was getting a lot of views on it, so I stopped playing it. But probably what's going to happen is that I'm going to go back and revisit that game and go ahead and make a full playthrough on it. And probably because of that, I'll probably go ahead and just restart, get a fresh series going, and just go from beginning to end on that. Regardless of what's going on, I enjoy the game, so I'm going to play it until I'm completed with the game, and probably do a very thorough exploration of the game before I get to the end of the game. So that being said, I've talked about the two games that I've currently been playing that have been running daily videos on my channel, which is Stonehearth and Battle Chasers. Now, this coming week, I'm going to be adding 2 more games to the channel going forward. Well, more than likely 2 games will be going onto the channel going forward for the next couple weeks, and possibly more. Before I get to that, also, I want to mention that Animalika is always going to be a series that I'm going to continue playing. Right now, I'm on a break until the game gets the engine update. They have said that it will be likely that we will be able to keep our saved games going forward, even when the engine updates, but I am hesitant to completely trust that to happen, so I'm going to wait until that update happens. And then when that happens, if I can keep my saved game, then I'll start to try to work on doing videos of that again and checking out all the new things they add to the game. I mean, most of what is happening with that update is not going to be like content. It's going to be mostly like graphical and back-end wise updates as far as like the game running better and looking better. But regardless, I'll try to continue where I left off with that game once that gets updated. But right now, I'm kind of on a break from it. I had done 51 episodes up to this point, and I'm just trying to look for a little bit of a break before we move to the big update. And then probably you'll see me doing some live streams on that as well once it comes out, just to showcase it, because those devs deserve a lot of attention because they're doing a great game. So without further ado, let me go ahead and jump into what I have for the plans. So I'm going to start making this spreadsheet available to anybody that would like to view it. Right now, you're looking at my schedule guests for this week. This does show Sunday the 8th through Saturday the 14th, which is contradictory to what I said in the beginning of the video. But that being the case, this is a normal work week, as you may call it. So this is what I'm showing on here. Now, obviously, today we've already got 2 videos out for today. Those have already launched as I record this video right now. It is 4:30. A little bit later, I'm going to start trying to record these a day ahead of time in the future, but I was kind of going through this big transition, so I didn't know entirely where I was going before I started this video. So, as you can see here, I've got a color-coded system here. We've got Stonehearth, which I've been releasing at 2 p.m. every day. I'm going to continue to release those at 2 p.m. every day. As of right now, I've already pre-recorded, I think, up through Thursday on Stonehearth. And so those are all set to release out for the week. And I think I'm up through Tuesday, pre-recorded on Battle Chasers. After I finish this video, I'll be making another 4 or 5 more episodes on Battle Chasers for the week. Because as you can see here, when we move into the tomorrow and the next day, tomorrow is the estimated release of Book 2 of Tower of Time. So when that comes out, I will be looking at starting a full series playthrough on that. Now, the thing with Tower of Time is that it's a great game. It's a fantastic game. There's not many games like it out there. If you haven't checked it out yet, you can check out my full live stream series or wait for this new series to start. But basically, it's a it's got RPG elements. You got characters that can be improved. The main thing about it is it's got real-time combat, which is a little different than most games. And the devs work very hard for this game. This is a it's one of those indie development games, and they've given me a lot of love when I started their series when it first came out. First day it came out, I made a video, and then I started live streaming it, and the devs showed up at my stream, and they started talking to me and let me know how much they appreciated me highlighting their game. And they walked me through a lot of things on their game, and it was really fun. And anyways, I've got a lot of personal support for Tower of Time that I want to keep going, and they've been working hard on book 2. What Tower of Time, the developers have told me, is that they plan on making a 3-book series. What they released at launch of early access was what they consider to be book 1 of a 3-part series, and book 2 is supposed to be slated to be released tomorrow. So if that is the case, I will be starting a new series on that game tomorrow. And like I said, I didn't do an actual Let's Play series on that before. I strictly did a live stream series. So this time I will be doing a full Let's Play series instead of a live play series, because I know that some people don't prefer to watch a live stream series because it's kind of got some interruptions, and you know, talking with chat and stuff like that is not always ideal when you want to just sit down and watch a series. So that'll be a whole new series, which will include book 1 and book 2, because I'm going to start over fresh when I do that one. And then, as you can see, moving into Tuesday, we will be moving on to Middle-earth Shadow of War. I've been looking forward to this game. I really loved Shadow of Mordor when it came out. I do love a good action game once in a while. And, you know, I do love the lore behind Lord of the Rings, as most people do. And because of that, I definitely want to check this game out. Now, I haven't really featured a game like this on my channel before. Mostly what I've been playing is colony building or role-playing games or survival games and things like that. So this will be my first kind of foray into that. So I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep the episodes even. Speaking of episodes, I am trying to keep all of my episodes around 30 minutes, give or take. Obviously, there's some play with that depending on what happens at the end of an episode, if it feels like it's appropriate to close the episode off, and stuff like that. So I think Middle-earth's going to be the toughest one to do, because I don't want to like break an episode midway through a raid or something against you know, whatever I'm doing in the game. It needs to be completed before I close the episode off, at least as best as possible. Sometimes that may differ, but that's my idea on that anyways. So yeah, that's the main things I'm looking at. Again, Animalca is on hold until the engine upgrade is complete, so expect to see that. I think they said it was 2 to 3 weeks. They obviously were guessing because they don't know. Once that update becomes available, I will be trying to add that into my time. But as you can see here, if I'm doing 4 episodes a day going forward here, it's going to be 2 hours of my time right now. And bear in mind, I do have a full-time job, so most days, which is Sunday through Thursday, I'm working 8 hours a day. So, and then on the other 2 days that I'm not working, I'm streaming 4 hours a day. So, I'm going to do my best to maintain this schedule. It's going to be a little trickier when Animalca comes into play, because I'm looking at like 2.5 hours worth of content creation per day. And that's not counting, you know, making thumbnails and getting video descriptions and stuff like that in. And also, while I'm thinking of that, as some of you may have noticed, I went away from the unique thumbnails as I was doing before. It seems like a minor detail, and it might matter to some people. Unfortunately, it was quite a bit of a time consumption for me to actually go through and pick out a good scene to use for the thumbnail, and then pick out a good phrase to use to put on the thumbnail, and then make that into a thumbnail. So I've gone back to what I started with when I first started the channel, which is just going with a banner with the GS logo, which is Grimscyth, and then going with like an episode number, and then just a splash screen of the title in most cases. So the title, you know, that's going to be the same image. It's all that's going to change on each thumbnail is the episode number or the part number. I started calling them parts and not episodes. I don't know what difference it really makes. It just it saves me a few letters on the title. Sometimes I need those letters to help describe what's going on in the video. But yeah, so that's really the main things going on. I know that's a little bit longer than I normally do on my my channel updates. Quite a bit longer actually, but if you stuck around to this point, I really appreciate that. And please let me know in the feedback if you think that these things are okay. I mean, the main thing I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get more videos out there for everybody and simplifying my process by picking a game that I like and really playing through it. You know, it's better for me long term. I really enjoy the two games that I've been doing right now, which is Stonehearth and Battle Chasers. I can sit down and play those games for hours at a time, and all I got to do now is just break those up into 30-minute segments and put them out there for people to experience. And that's it, really. You know, it's more fun for me, and if I keep the thumbnails simple, it saves me a lot of time because I spent 10-15 minutes each on each thumbnail, maybe 5 to 10, 15 minutes each on the thumbnails, depending on what it was. And that's another half an episode that I could get out for anybody. So put two of those together, and that's another episode I can pump out. You know, and I don't mean pump out as in like low quality content. I mean, I'm really doing the same thing. It's just I'm spending less time on the back end right now, developing the stuff for people to see. And I realize long term, this is probably going to result in me not getting as many views or getting as many new people noticing my channel, and that's okay with me. I'm just kind of emulating some of the YouTubers that I really like. There's some people out there, and the only person I'm going to mention that I really admire for what they do is Stejo. He does miniseries, but one of the things that he does most is Factorio. And I've watched him play 60, 70, 80 episodes of one game of just Factorio. And I think that style is fine with me, and maybe that's not for everybody, but that's the kind of content that I enjoy watching, and that's the kind of content that I'm going to create going forward. That doesn't mean I won't do first impression videos. It doesn't mean that I won't do other things, but that's going to be my main focus, is just digging into one game and playing it until I feel like I'm done with it, and then moving on to another one. And in other cases, when it's like an early access game like Tower of Time, you know, I'll get through book 1, I'll get through book 2, and then I'll put it on hold until something more comes along, and then I'll add in more episodes where I left off. Same with Animalica and any other games like that. As I do feature a lot of early access titles on my channel, Middle Earth being an exception. You know, it's a AAA title, obviously. So that's going to be one and done. Once we're done with the series, we're done with the game. Except for maybe if there's DLC in the future. Obviously, we'll check that stuff out. But anyways, I'm kind of rambling on here. So anyways, thank you everybody for sticking around to this point, if you have, and I really appreciate it. And please give me some feedback. Let me know what's going on in your mind. You know, I'm just trying to do what I feel is fun, and I hope you are enjoying the stuff you're seeing, and I appreciate that. And as always, thank everybody for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.